I had something very interesting. I had the Southern Draw Manzanita, the Toro.
Oh.
Southern Draw is, and I keep wanting to call it Southern Draw, but it's Southern Draw.
We call Robert Holt and say, hey, man, we need to do something about this. Cause
Southern Draw is a newer cigar brand. They hit the market for the first time in 2014. They like to name their expressions after plants or things that describe plants, and Manzanita is, in fact, both. In addition to literally meaning little apple, Manzanita also refers to shrubs or trees that have a reddish bark. There is a slight red hue to the Manzanita cigar outer wrapper, so I'm guessing that's where this one got its name. Southern Draw is not big on telling us where the tobaccos that were used in their blends are grown. They say they don't want to give us any preset expectations before we even light up. They do, however, let us know that the wrapper is a Habano hybrid leaf, the binder is Habano, and the filler tobacco is Pelo de Oro and Corojo 99, along with others. It was blended and rolled at the Tabacalera AJ Fernandez factory in Nicaragua. And he does work on a lot of the Southern Draws, is my understanding. Pre-light sniff revealed earth and fermented tobacco, hay, and tea leaf were the primary notes on the cold draw. The draw was a little tight, which worried me, but turned out to be fine once the Manzanita was lit. Citrus and earth were the first notes to hit my senses, and I got a little bit of chocolate, too, in the first third. By the time I hit the second third, those were joined by one that reminded me of chai tea. If you've ever had a good chai tea. I don't really drink chai tea, but I've had latte, like chai tea latte. Anyway, that gave the cigar a nice creamy sweetness and made it very enjoyable. Despite my initial concerns, the cigar burned great, almost perfectly, as a matter of fact. The draw was not quite as open as I usually prefer, but it smoked well and gave me plenty of thick gray-blue smoke. Gray-blue would be the color of Superman's hair when he gets older.
Oh, nice.
You know, because Superman had that blue-black hair, remember? But once he gets older, it would be gray-blue.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I detected a little bit of hazelnut, a hazelnut note right around the halfway point, and that stayed with me all the way through the final third. The creaminess backed off a little to make room for earth and a little bit of pepper, especially on the retrohale. The Manzanita was complex and very well balanced. Construction was as good as it gets all the way through. It's not cheap. Manzanita will set you back $13 or $14. But I do think that you get what you pay for with this one, so I'm going to give it a solid 5 price to quality.
So I look back at my review on this, and we have a lot of parallels on there, especially the tea. The tea leaf thing going on, which on mine snuck in a little bit later as pretty interesting. The nuttiness you were talking about and the chocolate notes. Mine, however, had burn issues.
Oh.
I put a note
that's so
down
interesting
here
because mine could not have burned better.
I gave this a solid 5, but I left the caveat I would give it a 6 if no burn issues. The one I had was the Robusto.
Interesting, yeah. So this one was the Toro, but that was one of the really outstanding things about it was it burned just absolutely perfectly.
You know, I love the Southern Draw stuff. I don't think they make a cigar that I don't like.
I agree.
The Jacob's Ladder,
I like the Rose of Sharon.
Rose of Sharon is so
great.
good.
It's really, really good. Yeah, and you're right about Cedrus. In fact,
Cedrus is so
I
good.
reviewed the Cedrus, I want to say 4 or 5 months ago, but I remember really, really enjoying that.
Cedrus is one of those cigars where when I see it, I generally pick one up at least.
Yeah,